Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So there's quite a bit to talk about today. Today's the reveal of the next Thursday reveal, and they still haven't released it yet. So it could be coming out in like an hour from now. Like usually it comes out like what 12 p.m. Eastern, right? It's about there. It usually comes out, but maybe it'll be an hour later because last week it was an hour later. So we'll have to wait and see. But as of now, I want to talk about this scene because I can't really wait anymore. I've been waiting all morning. So this scene, I do want to say, is just incredible. And I think that the last scene with Daryl, I think what it was, I guess, was that there was no dialogue said, right? Like the last scene with Daryl, it was more him looking around and reacting to things. And that was still cool. I still liked it. But this is totally different. Seeing this scene, I mean, man, the excitement I have definitely for the final season is just unreal. Like, I really cannot wait for the final season to air. I can't wait to watch these first two episodes. I actually think they're going to be really great episodes. Watching this scene here, this is definitely horror filled. You can tell. You can tell that the tone and vibe that they're going for. This feels like, I guess this kind of feels like I could see what they mean by season 4 or season 5A and season 9A and stuff like that. It feels like that, but it does feel different. And again, that could be just because we're seeing the subway tunnel a lot. But I just like the way the characters are acting now. This actually feels accurate. If you think about the way they are acting in the bonus episodes, the characters didn't seem like themselves. And the big reason is because they were bonus episodes. They couldn't advance the story at all. I don't know why they couldn't really, but they couldn't advance the story. I guess it's because they had things planned for the final season, but I feel like it could have moved things up a bit. I don't know. Anyways, but they had certain things planned for the final season that they didn't want to get into at all, obviously, in the bonus episodes. And then a lot of that was like Maggie's reaction to Negan being out, and just a lot of the other characters and the way they were acting. Like, they didn't really seem like themselves, but in this scene here, it feels like them. So you have the entire group here. They're in the subway tunnel, and they come across all of these plastic bags of walkers and stuff, and there's something interesting about it. And yeah, anyways, before going any further, obviously I do have to warn you for spoilers for The Walking Dead final season, at least episodes 1 and 2, in terms of what this scene actually entails. And also, if you are new here, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want more Walking Dead content like this, because there's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about over the next 2 days. Tomorrow, I actually will be doing a trailer predictions video. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I really, there are certain things I want to see from it. And so, yeah, I'll talk about that more in the video then. And then I also have that, well, Comic-Con on Saturday. There's going to be so much stuff to talk about then. And so if you're new to the channel and you do want all my Walking Dead content, just make sure to be a subscriber. I do recommend following me on Twitter, just because whenever these things get announced, whenever I do hear stuff, I will be like posting a tweet and stuff on Twitter. I'll be giving more of a immediate reaction on there as I have been. I mean, honestly, having Twitter has actually been a lot of fun. I can actually communicate with you guys a lot, and I've actually really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's really cool. I also will be posting my Maggie Origins review later on today. So yeah, there's that. But let's talk about this scene though. I mean, first of all, the music in this scene is it's very much in the background. It's very atmospheric, but it does set the tone here. What I really liked was just the communications between Maggie and Negan. I wasn't expecting to like it that much, because again, in the bonus episodes, every time they talked, it wasn't really this, right? Like, they had that one scene in episode 17, but there was nothing really there because Maggie didn't really say anything. And then after that, like, when did they talk next? They didn't. It was Maggie looking at Negan later on. There was just nothing there. And so, you know, all that stuff, I mean, they kind of teased it, that they would get into it and stuff in the bonus episodes, but they never really did. But it seems like now they actually are. And I mean, before we get into that, I guess let's talk about the idea here of these plastic walkers. At least that's what I'm calling them right now. They're plastic bag walkers, or I guess let's call them the silent walkers. I think that's a cooler name, because apparently their throats have been slit to the point where they just make no noise. I love that idea, because Daryl kills this walker. He sees this bag moving up, so he kills the walker. I thought it was cool that he put his hand on the walker's neck, because that was, like, right away I was like, I guess there is a bag there, so you're not worried about getting bit or anything like that. So, I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But when he did that, it kind of threw me off a little bit. But yeah, he takes the walker out. And then that C. Thomas Howell guy, I don't know what his actual name is in the show, but I do think, now that I'm seeing this image here of him, he definitely is the guy with the bandana or whatever over his eye. I'm guessing something must happen to him where he hurts himself, or whatever in the subway tunnel. And so that's why he puts it over his eye. Like, I'm guessing that is what happens, just because obviously he has the hair and stuff here. I also think he's going to die in episode 1 or 2. I think he might die from the Reapers. I think it makes a lot of sense because the actor is getting a lot of screen time out of nowhere. And usually that's what happens. Whenever a character starts to get more screen time and who's previously just been more of a background character, they're about to be killed off. And I think he's about to be killed off in the premiere here. Probably in episode 2, I'm guessing, in a fight with the Reapers. That's my prediction right now. But yeah, that's confirmation there anyway. So going back to the plastic or silent walkers, I guess. I mean, this visual here looks incredible. A bunch of walkers under a bunch of plastic bags blocking this subway tunnel here. I mean, this is really interesting. This is fascinating because I'm not sure where this goes, but why are they here? They do mention in the scene that this apparently must have happened during the fall. So, you know, they're that old. And so I'm thinking that, yeah, I mean, if that's true, then some people just were insane and just started killing a bunch of people as the fall was happening. And then they all died here. And then they put these plastic bags over them. Like, this is kind of my prediction. I think this is more of a trap or like kind of a wall of some sort. Obviously, it's not a wall, but it's some sort of barrier, I guess, for the Reapers' hideout. I think the Reapers might have done this. And I think, obviously, to walk through this would be very dangerous. And so I like when Maggie says, just like go through it, kill them all, and then just, yeah, to take it one at a time. So they're going to be going through this very slowly. And I do wonder if obviously there will be an end. I do wonder where they're going, though. I guess they are trying to get supplies. I will say, actually, in the scene, you do hear the storm. So they went in here because of the storm. So that's kind of cool. That adds more to the atmosphere and tone, I would say, for the episode. Because now you feel like they are trapped in this place because above is a really insane storm. And I mean, I don't know about getting struck by lightning, obviously. But if you're running through the woods and stuff like that, I mean, your chances are kind of higher, right? Like they say, don't go near trees. And if you have a bunch of people running through the woods, maybe, I don't know, but maybe it's just too dangerous because there's a lot of walkers around and it's just like, yeah, you know what, we'll go through here. But the big appeal to the scene for me personally is the Maggie and Negan conversation, because Negan says to Maggie, he's like, are you sure? Like, are you sure that these walkers were killed recently? Maggie kind of responds just like, she's like, what? Like, I don't think she was expecting him to talk to her. I wasn't expecting that either. That's weird. I wasn't expecting him to just talk to her like that. And this is what I like about Negan now, is that he's not gonna just take everything that Maggie is gonna do to him, right? He believes that he has earned his place here with the group, that he's actually, he's worked his way up to this point. He is going to help out as much as he can. Yes, the stuff there with Maggie, I mean, man, Negan has some balls to say that to her. Like, and in this scene, he's looking right at her. But it's hilarious because he's probably like, yeah, I killed your husband. And I enjoyed it at the time too, right? I put you guys through some shit. And it was 8 years ago. It was a long time ago, but it's always on their minds. Every time they look at each other, it's always there. Just for him to say that to her, man, I love it. Maggie gets thrown off. Everyone gets thrown off, actually, because you see Eldon, you see a bunch of other people just kind of look around like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting Negan to talk to Maggie. How is Maggie going to respond? Daryl and them even look like they're about to cringe so hard, right? And then Maggie's just kind of like, I think Maggie just kind of ignores him or the fact that he talked to her, because Maggie's tough too, right? So she was just like, we're just going to kill all the walkers and go through this. We'll do it one by one. So kind of cool that Maggie is like the leader here, because that also makes a lot of sense. She was the leader of Hilltop. Daryl followed Maggie back then too, right? At the Hilltop. So I actually think that it makes a lot of sense. If Daryl was the leader, that would throw me off a bit, because Maggie is more of the leader, right? So I'm very happy that they're doing this. Father Gabriel's here too, though. But I guess he's not really a leader. Like, he's the leader. I guess he's kind of the leader of Alexandria now, but he's more of the head of the council and certain decisions like that. He's not the leader in that way, like Maggie was of the Hilltop, right? So I guess when you have all of them together, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you just think about it, if Rick is there, everyone's following Rick, right? Because Rick overall, I would say, was their main leader throughout and etc. And there's certain things with certain people, I think, that when you're around them, and depending on your past relationships with them, if they're more of a leader or if you're more of a follower or vice versa, you kind of go back into that type of relationship, right? And so I think that Maggie, she's always been a leader. She's never been a follower. Daryl's been more of a follower than a leader, and so I think that's why they just kind of go back into those mindsets, right? And yeah, I thought it was just really cool. I mean, Maggie does find the rabbit, so we do see the scene actually play out. I think she chucks the rabbit on the ground again, right? I believe so. Here, I'll watch the scene again just to make sure. I know she picks the rabbit up, but I believe that she chucks it on the ground at the end. Yeah, she does actually. So she doesn't give a shit. I thought she was going to take that home to Herschel. I thought that would have been kind of cool, but I guess they have a few of them already. This is like the Velveteen Rabbit thing. This goes back to season 8, I believe, when they first introduced it in that flashback scene with that Judith that we never actually saw. Not flashback, but dream sequence scene. Yeah, that was, I mean, it's kind of cool, right? It's their own little, it's an Easter egg to past seasons. I mean, if you remember, you're going to remember. If you don't even know what the hell's going on there. But Maggie definitely does not seem happy in this scene. And I think obviously Negan talking to her kind of threw her off, but still a very incredible scene. But I'll leave it here. That reveal should be coming out very soon. But obviously if it doesn't come out, then I'll wait for it to come out. I'll do a video then. I was hoping to talk about it a bit in this one, but obviously it still isn't out yet. So I'm going to have to wait. But anyways, post your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.